August 1999. Altavista holds a staggering 15.5% of the U.S. search market, crushing Google's mere 7.8%. Weeks later, a $2.3 billion takeover triggers a series of decisions so disastrous, engineers beg for intervention. How did the internet's fastest search engine lose everything in just 24 months? The answer begins right here. Altavista didn't just lead the search engine race, it redefined what was possible online. When it launched in December 1995, its crawler indexed 16 million pages out of the gate, a number that stunned even the engineers behind it. By 1997, the system was handling up to 80 million queries every single day. The architecture, built by a small team led by Louis Monnier, was so fast and so scalable that researchers, journalists, and everyday users flocked to it. Michael Burrows, one of the original engineers, later described the feeling as watching a rocket you built break the sound barrier. Traffic surged. In 1998, Altavista ranked among the top 15 most visited sites on the entire internet. For millions, it was the default gateway to the web, trusted, reliable, and impossibly quick. Everything about the company's future felt limitless, powered by pure technical achievement. In June 1999, everything changed for Altavista. CMGI, an internet holding company with stakes in more than 70 web startups, acquired 83% of Altavista from Compaq for $2.3 billion in stock and cash. For CMGI, Altavista wasn't just a search engine. It was a gateway. Their plan was to turn all that search traffic into fuel for their sprawling portfolio. Within weeks, Altavista's leadership began pulling the company away from its roots. Long-standing plans to integrate with major partners, including Microsoft, were quietly abandoned. Instead of building on proven alliances, CMGI pushed to replace them with lesser-known services from their own roster. Engineers like Jim Miller and Michael Burrows watched as the focus shifted from perfecting search to maximizing cross-promotion. The priorities were clear: drive users towards CMGI's other properties, even if it meant burying what made Altavista beloved in the first place. The first cracks had started to show. The ad agencies loved it. Altavista's new owners handed them a blank check. What started as a $50 million marketing push ballooned to $120 million in less than a year. Billboards, television, magazines, online banners all trumpeted Altavista as the next great everything portal. The homepage, once a model of simplicity, now resembled a digital flea market. Shopping.com deals crowded the top. Zip2 local listings, free email signups, news tickers, and Raging Bull message boards jostled for attention. The legendary search box that had made Altavista famous was buried beneath layers of clutter. John Battelle later called it a masterclass in brand confusion. In 2000, 17.7% of internet users still relied on Altavista, more than twice Google's share. But while Google doubled down on minimalism, Altavista spent a fortune convincing users it was anything but a search engine. The dot-com bubble burst in April 2000, and Altavista's plans for a public offering vanished overnight. The company was left exposed, carrying the weight of portal expansion costs without the expected cash infusion. For the 6 months ending January 2000, Altavista reported an operating loss of $542.9 million. Free internet access, once hailed as a growth engine, now drained resources at a rate the company couldn't sustain. By September, the pressure forced Altavista to cut 225 employees, 1 in 4 jobs gone in a single round. CEO Rod Schrock resigned the following month, leaving behind a company in retreat. Dr. Ann M. Miller, a technology analyst at the time, described the atmosphere as a sudden loss of oxygen. Engineers who once built the fastest search engine on the web now faced shrinking teams and canceled projects. The sense of possibility that once defined Altavista had been replaced by a scramble for survival. January 2001. Google quietly surpasses Altavista for the first time in search market share. The company that once powered millions of queries a day now watches from behind as its leaner rival races ahead. Over the next 2 years, even technical improvements and a renewed focus on search cannot reverse the slide. In February 2003, Altavista is sold to Overture Services for just $140 million, a fraction of its $2.3 billion valuation 4 years earlier. For engineers who helped build the original index, the moment lands hard. One Google veteran would later describe it as watching a relay runner drop the baton just steps from the finish line. Altavista's independence and its era are over. By 2004, Altavista's name lived on only as a Yahoo-branded search page. Its original technology folded into a larger machine. For digital historians, the story didn't end there. The Internet Archive quietly preserved snapshots of Altavista's clean 1995 interface and the portal-cluttered screens that followed, capturing each stage of its transformation. When Yahoo finally shut down Altavista for good in July 2013, the URL simply redirected. No announcement, no ceremony. An archivist at the Internet Archive described Altavista's legacy as a warning. Innovation alone isn't enough if a company loses sight of what made it essential. Today, every web search carries a trace of lessons learned from Altavista's rise, its missteps, and its final disappearance into the digital record. Today, the Internet rewards focus. Distraction means disappearance. As giants rise and fall overnight, one lesson remains. Lose your core, and you risk erasing your legacy. What survives is what stays essential.